Thank you for allowing me the time to show you a little bit about what I do. I'm Dean Hansen with Farmers Insurance. I own the Hansen Insurance Agency right here in Allen. And I'm a commercial insurance specialist. What I really like to do is go in and help businesses get the most out of their insurance dollar. That's, sometimes bottom lines are very, very tight, and making sure that you spend those dollars wisely, not necessarily more dollars or less dollars, but a lot of times we can take an existing budget and put it into place more effectively to better prepare a company for a disaster that might occur. One of the things that many business owners overlook, unfortunately, is a policy called workers' compensation insurance. Pretty much if you have an employee, you need to have workers' compensation insurance. I have people that sit at offices and they operate very dangerous machinery like copiers and staplers. And, there's a paper cut from time to time. But workers' compensation insurance also helps protect a business against other losses, like if there's an illness that takes place in your business, of course injuries. In a nutshell, if you don't have workers' compensation insurance and you have an employee that gets injured, they can sue you for their medical bills, their time off of work, more medical bills, more time off work, more time off work, and more time off work. There is no limit to how much they can continue to sue you for because of the injury they sustained while they were in your employ. If you do have workers' compensation insurance, all these laws are governed by each individual state. There are limits to how much somebody can get from the workers' compensation program, and it doesn't come out of your pocket. If I had an employee that was injured working for me, and I didn't have workers' compensation insurance, it would pretty much work out that they would own my business, pretty much. I would just have a new boss, right? So don't put your business at peril by having someone that's working for you. And these are people that you all love and trust that work in your business, right? But when somebody gets hurt, they're going to want to be compensated for their medical bills and the time that they're not able to work anymore. And these are all well-intentioned, good-loving people, I'm sure. But the workers' compensation program protects everybody, including your staff members. In the handout that I gave you, it explains that this is an employer's guide to workers' compensation insurance. Now, as I said, the state laws govern pretty much what workers' compensation programs do, so all of them in Texas are pretty much the same. And the price is also pretty close. If you look from one carrier to the next, since they do exactly the same thing, actuarial science is going to tell us that the price should be pretty close. So why would you want to purchase your workers' compensation insurance from me? Why would you want to purchase your workers' compensation policy from Farmers Insurance? Over on the left-hand side, you can see that we have value-added services that make a difference. There are specific things that we do that nobody else does. Experienced and knowledgeable local agents in almost every community in your state. First of all, you have somebody with boots on the ground that's going to come to your business and see how your business works and advise you on what kind of coverage you need to have in your business, including your workers' compensation coverage. Of course, flexible payment options. Some insurance companies do not offer payment plans. It's not required on a commercial insurance. So you would have to either pay cash for the entire annual policy or finance it through a premium finance company, which I do that too if needed. But Farmers offers payment plans on our workers' compensation programs. Expertise in claims handling. I'll talk about that here in just a moment. Same day, 4-point claims contact. Our claims adjusters are going to contact the injured, the doctor, the employer, and there's a fourth person. Hang on a second. The agent, not me yet. So that adjuster is going to be the point man to get everybody on the same page to make sure that we do two main things. Be very efficient with the cost and get that person the help that they need to get better so they can get back to work. Okay, this isn't we're going to go real super cheap on you and everybody's going to wonder where the coverage is. We do the right job the right way the first time. One of the ways we do that is over on the right-hand side, why do Farmers Workers' Compensation Claims Representatives handle only workers' compensation claims? It's a very specialized field. We don't want these adjusters to also be handling auto claims and home fires and all that. They just do workers' comp because they have to have a lot of medical training. Our workers' compensation adjusters team, we have nurses and doctors who also know the insurance business, right? So this is a very, very educated, experienced person that's going to handle this kind of claim. Loss control specialist is another thing on the list over here. we will have a loss control specialist that usually comes with me to your business to identify places where someone might get hurt, places where someone might be able to spread a foodborne illness or possibly be exposed to a dangerous contaminant. We also help people to make sure they've got the right flooring so that it's not slippery. You know, slip and fall is a big disaster that happens in a lot of businesses, and it can cost a lot of money, head injuries, back injuries. So our loss control specialist will come out and consult with our client at no charge on how to reduce the cost and or frequency of the workers' compensation claims they could have in their business. The Farmers Care, our complete medical and disability management program. And right on the left-hand side here, where you can see that it looks like two people are kind of holding hands right there. The major cost drivers in workers' compensation coverage are the cost of the benefits provided, medical treatment, temporary disability payments, and permanent disability payments also. The components of Farmers Care are designed to impact these cost drivers. We have a network of providers in each individual area, like North Texas, for instance, that we have contracted with to provide the best care at the lowest cost for our workers' compensation clients. It's a very effective and efficient manner to get the care that our clients need and not have the costs go through the roof. Saving cost also drives the rate of the program. So it's in everybody's best interest to make sure that it gets covered right, but also that it's very efficient and cost effective. So the case management review is by our nurses and doctors that are on the claims examination staff. That's very, very important to have those people in place. So as you can see, we have a very comprehensive program. Also, the extra services that we provide help to keep the costs low, also provide those extra benefits at the same cost you would pay if you went through 1-800 workers' compensation coverage, where you never get to meet a person. You're never going to have anybody come out and look at your business and make sure it's insured right. You're never going to have anybody come out there and make sure you don't have any undue risks in your business. And you're just not going to get the same kind of service that I provide in my agency. At the Hansen Insurance Agency, we're a fully staffed insurance office with licensed professionals from 8:30 in the morning until 6 o'clock at night, Monday through Friday. I can meet with you in the evenings. I can meet with you on the weekend if needed. I'd like to deal with business owners because I've been there, I've done that. This is the 4th business that I've owned. I can speak from experience. I understand what business owners go through. I would like to help you with your business. If you have a friend or a business colleague that owns a business, I would like to sit down and consult with them at no charge just to make sure their insurance fits. As companies grow or as companies shrink, their risks change and their insurance needs change, and I'd like to be there with them to make sure that their coverage changes along with them. Does anybody have any questions? Dana?
Let's say you're a small business owner and you have 1099s. Do you need workers' comp?
Yes. You bring up a very important point. I'm going to try to hit the nail right on the head the first time. A 1099 makes a contractor not, okay? There are 25 different things you need to look at to determine if someone's an employee or not. Just because they're paid on a 1099 does not mean they're not an employee. If you give someone a place to work, tools to use, and instruction on how to do their job, they are an employee. You can not pay them. They're still an employee. So just be very, very cautious about who you call an employee and who you don't call an employee.
So volunteer is an employee?
Absolutely. Volunteers are employees.
Do you count training as instruction, or are you saying you need to go here, here, and here?
If you continually instruct someone how to do their job, that's an employee. A contractor would be someone like, I have a marketing company and I say, I need you to increase my referrals by 10% per month. Go get them. And they send me an invoice and I pay them to do their work. I don't tell them how or when or where to do their job. Does that help?
Yes.
Yeah. Joel?
And in Texas, it's not required to have workman's comp, but I know that it's very inexpensive compared to what it, and a small company looks at, workman's comp can be very expensive for them, but do they really know that it's not that expensive?
Well, that's an excellent comment, Joel. You're not required in Texas to have workers' compensation coverage. It's based off of the amount of your payroll is how that's rated. Now, if Texas is requiring that every business either show proof of workers' compensation coverage or sign a form from the Texas Department of Insurance stating that you understand and you've told your employees that you do not have workers' compensation coverage. That's been around for about 24 months, and they're really starting to press very, very hard on it. Any other questions? Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. I'll be here after the meeting if anyone does come up with a question. And feel free to take this with you, and thanks again for your attention.